Hello everyone, my name is Uthris and welcome back to Medieval Engineers, where we're working on our wonderful floating islands. So last episode we started laying out the market and all the little shops and things like that. So in between episodes, went ahead and built even more shops, even more pathways, started working on the back gate house for when we start moving to the next island, and worked on this lower kind of platform and pathway area. It's just kind of just a miscellaneous or light battlement attached to the side of the island. This will eventually have a shop underneath of the one above, and it has a nice little awning, and the row kind of wraps to make room so carts can probably still get by. Definitely not a double wide cart or anything, but just a single person, a couple chests and barrel mock-up will probably do just fine. We have another battlement facing off this direction, and this is currently what the back gate house looks like. I'm trying to think of ways to make it look a little bit more fantasy. Might add some buttressing or other effects like that, and I know eventually there'll be another section from like the interior part of the cave coming out through here. But for now, I'm going to hold off on just doing those type of cave-like shops and dwellings, because really, I'd rather get the outside done first, because it's what everyone's going to be really seeing at a distance, and you can see a whole lot more at once, and in my opinion, it's just a little bit more worth my time to spend doing initially in this first pass of detail all the way through all the islands, and then we can start going back through some of them and working out some paths. So I mean, even this path down here, I'm gonna just let it end for now, and then we'll come back to it later, and it will eventually probably wrap back around and come out here. So there's gonna be, you know, a little bit of a maze like structure with everything. This episode, I need to finish up just another small little shop, and then over here, this is going to be like a armory of some kind, in case they need to defend the area. It can also probably duplicate as maybe the weapon shop and armor shop, things like that. So this is going to have the stone first floor, and then maybe a partial second floor mixed in with a battlement. So that's the plan for that. And if we have time, we'll start working on laying out the first airship dock, which will be it's not going to be a tower like we did last build with the Citadel. With that one's going to be more like a traditional, almost like a dock that you would see with just ships, and then the actual airships would just pull up beside the mountain that's floating, because you don't really need to build anything tall if you're already in the air hundreds of feet. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. In case people want to know, you can clear out bars just by right clicking on each field, and then if you just right click on a new item, it will fill it back up. So you can do this pretty much as much as you want. You can set up your bars, you can set up anything that you might need for a build. Thinking that and this, and probably need a pillar. That's enough to start with for sure. So I'm thinking maybe a double wide kind of entryway here, and put some windows there and there and there. The rest will probably be storage, so we can just stick up some walls. I haven't figured out where I want to put the staircase just yet, but that's okay. It's not necessarily important to know right off. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of throw some basic buttressing or these kind of support structures attached to the side of the building. Let's see, do I want Doors? Doors always look kind of nice. As this type of thing. Okay, I got my mouse hit twice. And for the top, how about we just throw a sideways column. Something minimalistic. Won't interfere with the windows or anything. Just kind of sits all nice and neat like. Alright. So we'll have that. Now the staircase up, I guess. I mean, this cubby's about as good as anywhere. I can do some under storage underneath the staircase. We need a pillar here. You know, I'm not quite sold on that because of how it's going to hook up to the upper floor. It might just have to be something like this with no lower storage, not a big deal. And then it goes up, and that should be good. Let's grab our wooden door frame. Oop. Let's see. There we go. There's that. Now, hopefully, when I'm working on ships and timber and stone, that'll be a little bit of practice for when we start working on ships, the airships, on this map. And I hope it carries over at least a little bit, because if it doesn't, we might be in a little bit of a jam with how it looks and stuff like that. All right. We're gonna go with kind of a barn style roof on this main section and then battlement over here, I guess. So let's lay down a floor just like that. And I might make the battlement up one just to make it look a little bit more imposing. If I want to do that, we're going to need one of these just moved out so it works. Okay, and let's bring in some triangles. Then we can drop the staircase in. All right. And if I can't fit a door there. Tell you what, that's pretty much how that's going to have to look for now. And then it goes up to kind of the upper level. We can do some type of stone support so the people down below, you know, kind of makes sense to them as to how this is being held up there. In which case we can do windows there and there. Bring up some more stone like that. And the final wooden floor, in which case I guess we can do this in a doorway. Try and make things balance out here. That makes sense on the long run. wooden details, bring that all the way down and nice and flush. And you can walk up, back up here. Okay, that's not bad. Stone railings on these sides. And then we can use just stone battlements. The rest of it. Just like so. Not bad. Oh. Ugh. That roof is a little weird. For some reason I was thinking the roof was that tall everywhere, so I guess this will have to do. In which case, the normal roof sticks up to there. Okay, I can manage that, I guess. So since it is a military building, we'll kind of follow the rule of red roof and make it so. All right. I mean, I could bring this up again and then make that work nonetheless. I'm gonna do that. I just want to see what that looks like. Because worst case scenario is you just change it. It's always good to experiment when you're doing buildings and things like this, so you know for sure. Because if you never build it, you don't know 100% what it'll look like, and sometimes it might turn out great and how you want it. So it's always a good idea, I think, to experiment every now and then. Do something a little bit different. Okay. Need to put this back on there. And now we can continue on with our roof. Alright, and I also need the small one tile for these sections. That's okay. It doesn't look too weird. Staircase is kind of throwing me up, but I'm okay with the front. Let's just see what it looks like from ground level here. The off-center door is messing with me, so let's just center the door. There we go. I think that's just a much more clean in the long run. This base, which can look a little weird. How about if I do something like that and put another staircase here, just so it looks like we have an angle going on. Not too bad. Come on. Sometimes you really have to sprint to get up a wall section here. Can be a little annoying. I almost wish there was a square piece with a V cut out at the bottom, so you could just leave this flush, but I don't think there's anything we can do about that. That looks okay, getting some texture glitches, but that's fairly normal at this stage of a build. I can put these back. And come up here. Defend, get a nice view. Yeah, it's not that bad. Though, I don't know. Something about it bugs me. If I had to guess, it's this. Like, I get the feeling that I can't let this roof line just merge up to the upper story. It's not very clean looking. It's not something that I like, so I'm gonna redo the roof a little bit. Just kind of reorganize here. And I can put a window on this side, which would be nice. Okay, can I put a window here? I can. Good. Definitely some extra opportunities to a little bit more detail throughout, which is always nice anyways. Yeah, I think this will look better. A whole lot better. So I need support there. There. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and drop in the large tiles. Alright, and now we can drop in these. Like so. Yeah, I just think that's a little bit better. It's a little bit more layered. It's not quite completely flat. It's definitely a different building look than the rest, so it's kind of a unique build. Okay. I guess now that all that there's left to do with this is just put like crates and storage and things like that in the upper level, and then the bottom level can look more like an armor shop. So I am thinking about sealing this off. There's just, it just looks weird. Okay, cool. We'll skip that little building, and I guess see if we can't just get kind of a layout going here for you guys before I do off-camera work and then be back. So let's lay out a road, and this will be for where people get on and off, or to a warehouse or something from the airships. Oh, I don't know why these are sideways. That makes little to no sense. Alright, so there's one. I don't want this to be completely symmetrical, so we'll offset the paths a little bit. There's another. And this one's actually not going to be a dock. The side is basically just going to end, just like that. So yeah, we'll get an airship to dock on this side of the island and the opposite side. That's all the room, really. We'll probably build some sort of crane for each dock, some type of drawbridge that can be lowered on and off to help people load and unload. And we are at 19 minutes or so, so I'm going to go ahead and do some off-camera work, and I'll be back to show you guys how the episode ends. Alright everyone, so it looks like the marketplace, Commerce Island, is coming to a little bit of a close temporarily while we work on the surface of other islands. I'm just going to do a quick sweep for you guys so you can hopefully see everything one last time. And then next episode, I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of a preview. I extended the basic plans for what we have going on over here. So a warehouse is going over here. We have locations for where cranes are going to be needed for unloading, loading. Some nice pathways for the dock directions. I don't know what to put here or here per se, but I'm sure that's just something we'll figure out as we go on. Maybe some type of checkpoint or some type of dockmasters. Who knows? Again, this is just a port. This isn't the actual shipyard or anything. This is just for commerce ships to come and go. An actual dry dock is going to be made, I think, eventually in the hillside somewhere, not actually on the island. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you guys are enjoying the content, feel free to subscribe to my channel for more gaming goodness as always. You can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Uthris, same handle as YouTube. You can check out my other videos from Timber and Stone. We're working on Freeport, and we're actually starting to work on the port of that city as well, which is kind of convenient that we're going to be working on ports in both games kind of at the same time. And that's about it. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.